Welcome to the MnP podcast. We're here for another episode,
I'm M.
and I'm P. And today we are talking about music videos, specifically Jay Z's epic Family Feud music video and Justin Timberlake's not so epic Filthy music video.
Yeah, not so epic is being really kind. I mean, I know we're going to talk about Family Feud first, but when you say not epic, um, really understating how bad that video was.
Well, then I guess we can say Justin Timberlake's mediocre Filthy video. Is that still being kind?
I would call it straight trash.
Trinidad. All right,
Yeah,
then.
good.
So we're here to talk about Jay Z's epic Family Feud video and Justin Timberlake's straight Trinidad Filthy video.
So yeah, lead us off and get into this Family Feud video for the people who might not have seen it if they don't have that exclusive title subscription.
Well, actually, now it's available on
Mm,
YouTube, but
true.
we saw it now, like I'd say maybe a week ago or so, or a bit more than a week ago, because we got it on Title. And sometimes, just talking about Title, I forget that like not everybody has it, and if you don't have it, you don't get the exclusives. So not that we're like paid by them or anything, but I'm quite enjoying Title, and I think people should look into getting it to get the exclusive content. So, Family Feud, epic video, also great song. And I wasn't actually expecting a music video for this, so when it came out and we saw what they produced, I'm like, they really went all out. I think it was like, I don't know that it was on Christmas that it came out, but anyways, Beyonce obviously was posting some pictures on Instagram, and she was in a church. And I'm like, I don't know if she's just posting pictures of herself in a church or if she's, something's coming out. And lo and behold, it came out. And so, how would we describe this video? How would you set the stage for people to get the the glory that is this Family Feud video?
I mean, if you haven't seen the video, you need to just go see it. It's like 6 7 minutes, and it's worth the watch. I'll just like get right into. So it's I guess you'd say it's two parts, right? It's
Mhm.
the movie portion that
Mhm.
was largely directed by Ava DuVernay, and then there's the music video portion that's kind of a standard music video, except it's attached to this movie, so
Mhm.
you're still kind of reading into it, like, oh, what are they trying to say with the references and with the
Yeah.
setting and stuff like that. So I guess it starts pretty explosively with Michael B. Jordan pretty much getting choked out and killed
Spoiler
by
alert.
by Thandie Newton's
Oh yeah.
sleep along buddy.
Sorry, that's one thing that we should specify is that basically it's a real movie. He gets real actors, and everybody who's in the movie is like a lit person. So it starts out with Michael B. Jordan, followed up with Thandie Newton, and just like so many more. So
Yeah, there's a lot of like celebrity type cameos, and so what happens? I mean, the beginning is kind of an interesting setup. You kind of have this dual presidency interview with Chastain from Zero Dark 30,
mhm.
and then like two other
The
celebrity
guy from
people.
like Power, at Power, I think, and I don't know the other actress.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to identify everybody because I knew like
There's
three people in the
just so
video,
many.
but like they kind of have this setup where there's like a new world order or whatever, and then they're just talking about, I guess, the history of the world,
Hmm.
but this, what is it, like a futuristic history? Like it's basically the video starts in 2444,
Hmm.
and they're talking about the past, but actually we're only in 2018, so it's the
The
future for us.
Yeah, the past is still our future.
Mm.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's also a lot of like I feel like this music video was too smart for me. Like there's a lot of hidden significance in everything and just from the idea like, just knowing that everything was on purpose because every actor in there was lit. So I know that everything that they included was on purpose. And I mean, if Ava DuVernay is uh, directing your music video, you like if she's directing, she's making a movie, and everything is on purpose. So I think some of it in my view went over my head, and we've watched it like 4 times now, and I still have. I think watching it 5 more times, I discover something every single time, something new.
Well, I mean, yeah, you get Ava DuVernay on something. You know you're gonna get, especially in the music video, you're gonna get something epic. Um, the video kind of does this interesting thing where they go back in time. So it starts in 2444, then it kind of fast forwards to the future, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't really tell us the date that it fast forwards to, and then it just starts to kind of go back really quickly. So it goes to 2148, then 2096. We have this wild war scene
Mm-hmm.
with iron horses and
Mm-hmm.
some kind of revolution going on, and then 2050 is kind of closer to home where we have Blue Ivy as the new founding, I guess the founding mothers or the founding women or the founding,
Well,
like a kind of a play on the way the Americans like to talk about the founding fathers.
yes.
Because at this table, there are no men
It's all women,
from
and
all walks of life, as
yeah,
they make a point to tell you.
yeah. So that I remember a lot of the actresses that were at the table. So you had Janet Mock, you had Rashida Jones, Mindy Kaling, Rosario Dawson. Uh, I don't remember her first name, but her last name is Larson, and I think she won an Oscar. Um, who else was there? The wife from This Is Us, who is playing basically an adult version of Blue Ivy, and she's at the head of the table, And at a certain point, she drops the line, "What is it? Nobody eats if the family feuds."
Nobody wins when the family
Right,
feuds.
sorry. Nobody eats. Nobody wins when the family feuds. And that's when they cut to that's when the actual music video starts. We cut to Jay-Z and Beyonce and Blue Ivy in a church. And, Jay-Z decides to make an actual appearance in his own music video, which for this 444 run, a lot of the music videos for this album, he hasn't been in them. So it was nice to see him. And they were in a church. And that was one of the things where I don't know what the significance of the church was. Again, I'm pretty sure something going over my head, but I'm pretty sure that the church references were on purpose. So what did you think about the church?
I thought the church was cool. I mean, I think we talked about it before, the idea that the song wasn't necessarily about the same theme as the album, which was sort of apologizing to Beyonce or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I did think maybe there was a reference with him being in the confession booth and
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce being there. I thought
Smart.
maybe, okay, he's just kind of throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then even the whole message of the song, nobody wins when the family feuds. Like, let's keep this all together
Mm-hmm.
and kind of keep this thing rolling.
Yeah,
That's kind of, I just saw that maybe as a little nugget he threw out there.
that makes a lot of sense. And then on top of that, the fact that they have Blue Ivy and the idea that he's passing on this knowledge to Blue Ivy, who we see in 2050 running that table of the founding mothers, the founding women, um, in that not so distant future. So yeah, there's a lot there.
And I thought it was kind of funny how you have all of the founding
Women.
women of the Constitution, for lack of a better word,
Hmm.
and you have like a Jay-Z quote being dropped at the table.
Right?
It's kind of like saying, these nuggets I'm dropping now, they might just be rap, but I'm trying to really give you something
Yeah.
that's gonna change the world. I don't know if it's really that serious. Like I like 444.
But
I don't know if people will be quoting it when the Constitution is revised.
well, there's that, but just going on a small tangent because we're talking about Jay-Z dropping nuggets and that being kind of the theme of 444, like even in um uh was it Kill Jay-Z?
Mm,
He's dropping nuggets there, and we went to the concert. I mean, every there was like interludes every 3 or 4 songs where he stops and like literally talks to the audience and does give basically life lessons on Black excellence um, throughout the concert. And if you went to the
mm.
444 tour, you know, I was like personally I was just shy of taking notes during the concert, but I did write notes in my phone in my notepad after we left. So I think he's all about leaving you, imparting us with his wisdom in all forms.
So I guess we can get to what would you give the video? I guess we'll rate it now.
Out of 10,
Sure, out of whatever scale you want.
I'd give it 444 out of 10, as in 444, 444.
Out of 10.
It was really good. It was really, really good. I mean, it was a music video, it was a movie. He had the best of the best in their craft. The storytelling was amazing, the visuals were amazing. And it's just like there's so many layers to it that I know it's the music video that is going to keep on giving. Like this time, there were little details
Mm.
um, in terms of props and everything and setting that I noticed that I didn't notice last time. So I would say it's 444 out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I was just gonna go with a basic 9 out of 10.
All right.
But I could also get behind a 444 score as well.
Hey, I really liked
I'm
it.
with that too. Um, I thought the song was great. I liked the song on the album. I really liked the visuals. My favorite scene was the whole revolution scene with the Iron Horse and
Hmm.
all of that. I thought that was kind of interesting given the whole political climate today
Hmm.
where people feel, a little bit less certain about where the future is going.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I would say, yeah, 444 out of 10. You've convinced me.
Nice.
Um,
Well, that concludes the positive part of the podcast, the high notes,
no, we're
the
still going we're
excellence.
still gonna keep it positive for JT. We're gonna
I
give him
mean,
points where he can improve,
yeah, I
places where he
mean,
can step his
sure.
game up. Um, I mean, he still has probably a lot of movies to make in Hollywood.
Mm,
So we're gonna keep it
I
positive.
mean, he has potential.
Mhm,
I'm just
mhm.
saying, I should reword it. Like, we were talking about the people that have excelled, and now we will move on to the portion of the podcast where we will talk about the people who have not excelled. And when we say people, I mean person, and I mean Justin Timberlake with this filthy, filthy video because that's the name of the song. But I mean, it's Trinidad, so it's considered filthy as well.
Okay, so just to kind of go over what it's about, I mean, it's 2028. So
Oh
he
yeah,
also said his video in the future, which is
yes,
kind of cool.
but the near future, just only
2028,
10 years
and
from
it's
now.
at the Pan Asian Deep Learning Conference. I'm not sure what that. I didn't Google that before we started, so I don't know if it's a real thing. Um, but he's there in 2088. He's gone from being a singer to an actor to a singer again, and now he is Tim Cook or Steve Jobs at this thing.
Yeah, and that's where the music video's like, okay, something's gonna happen. It seems like it's gonna be good. And a robot starts to go down the stairs, and the music video starts to go down from there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to sort of look at this video like, oh, maybe he's trying to sell something or place some type of a product, or I don't know. I was trying to think of why would he just make a video with the dancing robot when the dancing robot is not that compelling, and I couldn't figure it out.
I also didn't understand what the significance of the dancing robot was. Like, I didn't understand what the point is. So basically, he's at this conference, like we said. He's looks like he's going to be a TED speaker, almost like a TED talk, presenting this technology. And then the technology comes out, which is this robot that dances. And you're thinking, okay, this is going to go somewhere. And the whole video, the robot is dancing, people are clapping, and it doesn't go anywhere from else from there. Like that is it, and we don't understand what is the point. Why are we? Do we care about this robot? And should anything else happen? And there's nothing like visually stimulating, um, or anything to think about in the music video, and so it just falls apart from there.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to be to be said. I mean, it, it's really just half done. It feels like a treatment where maybe there were sort of two treatments happening at once, and then they realized they blew the whole budget on this dancing robot, and they weren't going to be able to do the second part of the treatment or the third part because when you see the robot dancing, you're just like, okay, but where does this go? And it actually just goes to the robot keeps dancing,
Yeah,
and not really impressive dancing. Like especially in R&B, that's a field where we've seen you know your Chris Browns, your Michael Jacksons, your Bobby Browns, your Genuines, your like the dancing thing. You can't
we've seen
just
it. Yeah.
do like some wiggles. You need to really come out and dance.
But it's also that, like you said, I do think that there was probably supposed to be another scene or another set, and they just at the end were like, never mind, we're just not going to do it, and so it falls off. But like, I guess if it was a different artist that was mediocre, then we'd be like, okay, whatever. It's just a music video. But just Justin Timberlake is a top tier artist who's done great things, and we expect a lot. And especially this is his comeback. He hasn't done any music in a long time, and so to come back with this, it's like you should have just stayed. It's okay. Like you should have stayed home, kept this under wraps, let it cook a little bit longer, and come back with something epic. Because outside of the music video being Tritidash, the song itself is a sound that we've definitely heard from him before, and so there's
Mm,
nothing there either. Like the song isn't that great, and I personally am
I
kind of
think
like,
I'll go a step farther and say the song is awful.
well, there you go. And I was gonna say, I personally am not really a fan. I know they've made great music in the past, but I'm kind of tired of hearing Justin Timberlake work with do songs on like Timberland beats. I'm kind of tired of it, and like I think you told me that this song was produced by Timberland, and I'm like, let's not rehash what we've already heard and what you've already done well, you know?
I have to disagree there. I mean, I only really listen to Justin Timberlake on Timberland beats. Probably like if I were to go back and think of all the Timberlake songs that I like, they're probably Timberland on the beat. Because I mean, I'm not as huge a fan of like R and like straight R&B Justin Timberlake
Hmm.
as much as I am a fan of that up tempo bounce that he put together with Timberland.
Yeah, no, I'm over it. I don't know. It's just like I think they're kind of over it too because they made a song that's really mediocre. Like they
Well,
like there's is
he's
there anything else left to explore in that sound for them?
I mean he's producing the bulk of the album. I think him, Pharrell, and some other producers are producing the bulk of it.
Hmm.
So I mean, one song to me, it's a bit early to just write off the whole duo after 10 years of putting out nothing but straight fire. Um, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Like I just think the single is weak, but I also thought "Suit and Tie" as a first single on his last album
Mm,
was a bit weak.
mhm.
And I actually liked other songs that were on the album and other songs that got released afterward.
Yeah, but I also think with Justin Timberlake and Timbaland together, but Justin Timberlake mainly, is that people, because a lot of times I listen to his songs and I'm not so into it. And then because of all of the marketing, how much it gets played, and how much people like try to hit you over the head about the fact that like Justin Timberlake is good and we should like him, that I just kind of find, like how much is of what I like about Justin Timberlake is like actually me liking him, and or is it me being influenced by them in quotation marks telling me that I should like him and his sound.
I mean, I'd say if you end up liking this song, it's quite a bit,
Next week
because
I'm like,
like,
ooh, I love that filthy song.
but if I mean, I just think he's super talented. Like I've seen him do some live performances that I thought were dope. I really like his older stuff that he came out with, like sort of everything before 2020.
What's your favorite Justin Timberlake song?
That's like putting me on the spot a little bit. Favorite Justin Timberlake song. I don't know if it's my favorite, but the first one that comes to mind is "Summer Love."
Mm,
That's a song that I really like. Um, it's like good vibe. It's
mm,
one of his bangers, kind of up tempo,
yeah,
hitting the high notes that we know him for.
yeah.
I like that song. What about you?
So for me, it's Cry Me a River. Like that, I really like that
Mm.
song, and it's like that's when he kind of solidified. It was early on, but solidified his uh, sound. And I remember, I think that was like the Justified album,
It was his first
his
album.
first album. I think it's called Justified or Just in Time. I can't remember. But after that, I've always felt like his sound has been redundant a little bit. And it's like the songs have been good, but I always remember feeling a little bit like, oh, okay, we're getting the same sound. And with this, because the song isn't good, I definitely hear the redundancy, and I'm like, not for it this time. But that's just my opinion.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned Cry Me a River because that's a song I also really liked of his when it came out. And I feel like it's aged kind of poorly because when you listen to the lyrics, he's super whiny. And that high
Cry me
voice
a
and the
river.
whiny and like he's just all angry and in his feelings about everything. It doesn't really work for me anymore, but I it sounds okay. And it like was one of the songs of his that I liked. I still
Yeah.
do respect it as a song. It sounds good, but the lyrics a little whiny for
I
me.
think that was the song about his breakup with like Britney Spears, and
Yes,
telling like she was coming back to him. He's like, "Oh, whatever, like cry me a river. I don't care anymore."
that type of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, again, we can go down memory lane, and the fact that we've been thinking nostalgically about his old music and still have like given maybe like 2 or 3 minutes only to the actual song that here we're here to talk about. I think it's kind of telling about this last song, and the music video is like I want to pay attention to it.
Yeah, I mean all this Justin slander. Let's just get to the ratings. What would you?
uh,
what would you rate it out of whatever you're rating things out of today?
Minus 444
Out of 10?
out of 10.
Okay, I'm not gonna go with you on that. I'm gonna give it a solid, a strong four.
Mm,
A strong
okay.
a strong 4.44 out of 10.
Okay, maybe not minus 444. Maybe minus 4.44.
Well, there you have it. So that's the pod for today. Signing off. Remember to like if you enjoyed this video. share, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media. You can find us on all the platforms, and we will see you on the next one.
So that's the podcast.
I'm M.
And I'm P. And we're out.